Episode 92.
NEC code, Article 200.
Wonder if we should start like a separate series on code, like code specific stuff.
Nah.
That thought's passed. Use and identification of grounded conductors. Let me get my code book.
I'm gonna get my code. Use and identification of grounded conductors.
Oi.
Good luck.
And today's guest, let's welcome
John!
Johnny.
Come on,
in,
buddy.
John. Just wave.
Just stick your head around. There you go.
I love it when they hit my number. You know,
Right.
that one was just a minimum, but the customer told me that's the one I told you about, where the customer calls or he sent me in a picture of a disconnect. 200 amp disconnect, 125 amp fuses inside. He said, I want this taken out. Or can we put an outlet there? I go, well, I mean, you got 125 amp feed. There's not really too many outlets that you're going to use. Like, we can put in a cam lock or something big. Like,
Right.
Like,
but are you going to?
Nobody's going to use it.
Yeah.
Right. I go, otherwise we could take it off, put a sub panel in, and then run some shit.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, that's fine. Just take it out. I go, okay, how far away from the panel is it? He goes, 20 feet. Okay. So I just shot him in it. I said, I can just get a guy over there in 2 hours. 2 hour minimum. John gets there and goes, yeah, it's like 70 feet away. And I go, this fucking guy. Like, that's the last time I trust. But in my scope of work, it says 20 feet.
Yeah.
Up to 20 feet.
That's why you put details in the scope of work.
100%. Right?
Fucking
like,
100%.
This ain't my first rodeo. Like, this is what we do. I go, well, can you get it done in 2 hours, John? He goes, I think so. All right, well, give it a shot. If not, I'm going to charge the customer extra.
Yeah.
But he did.
Nice.
Use and identification of grounded conductors. All right, we're moving on. Marcus, what is a grounded conductor?
The grounded conductor happens to be the neutrals.
We have
White or gray.
Yeah, we have that question on our test,
Mm-hmm.
and man, everybody misses it.
Yeah.
They just don't.
You even give it like an extra little hint because you ask what color the wire of the grounded conductor in a 120 volt, 240 volt system is.
Right.
There's like that's an extra hint of what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't put it together.
And it's still green on every one of them.
The answer is still green on every one of them. Yeah, it's wrong. So
it's wrong. Yeah.
So here we go. In 200.6, the means of identifying grounded conductors. So when you look at this panel, this kind of representation here, you have the grounding conductor terminal bar on the bottom left, which is where your grounds go. And then you have your grounded conductor terminal, which is where your neutrals go. And in some situations, a lot of that stuff, they go to the same place. The grounding conductor is not current carrying, and the grounded conductor is a current carrying conductor. So you have to make sure that you're looking in the right spots for other things, like when you're rating your wire sizes. Mm-hmm. You have to go by current carrying conductors versus grounding conductors. And 100%. So grounded conductor is in fact your neutral. So you think about this is good too, because you think a lot of times you'll see somebody in a residential setting run a Romex, a 12-2 Romex. Mm-hmm. It'll have a white, a black, and a bare, mm-hmm. and they'll use that as a 220 volt. But in order to make that legit, like, you have to mark it, right? Wire sizes 6 or smaller, an insulated grounded conductor of 6 or smaller shall be identified by one of the following means. Shall have a continuous outer finish of white or gray,
mm-hmm. depending on the voltage.
The conductor shall have 3 continuous white or gray stripes. So like you've seen a lot of that in the isolated grounds where it'll have a yellow stripe.
Yeah.
They'll have their outer cover finished to show a white or gray color, but have a color tracer threads braided identifying the source of the manufacturer are acceptable means of identification. A single conductor, sunlight resistant, outdoor rated cable used as a solidly grounded conductor in photovoltaic systems, permitted by the 690. That's in your solar codes. Let's say a fixture wire shall comply with requirements for grounded conductor identification specified in the fixture section of the code. Let's see what else we got. 4 larger. So you think about this, like for this particular code, when you're pulling number 12 wire inside a conduit, you're pulling the right color.
Yeah.
You're not taping up the white. You're not taping a white to a black, or you're not taping a. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of something totally separate.
You're not phase taping.
Right, you're not phase taping a black to a white or whatever.
Right.
Like, so when you're pulling a neutral, you need to pull a neutral color.
Yes. And then the only
I was thinking like just like even phase identification is the same way.
Right.
When you think about wire 6 or smaller, even on the phase, like you don't want to have 3 blacks and then tape red, tape blue.
Yeah. The only time that you're supposed to phase tape that stuff is when it's a like a Romex.
Right. Or if it's 4 or bigger.
Yeah. Or if it's 4 or bigger.
But like same thing goes here, right? So if you have a Romex, it's pre-wired. What it I
What's
know
that called? Yeah. It's
you brain fart. Put it in the comments below. I know you guys are watching.
Yeah.
So here we can do the same thing, but we can use distinctive markings, which is this number 4. At the time of installation, by a distinctive white or gray marking at its termination, this marking shall encircle the conductor or insulation. So this is what you talk about running a tape, right? You can run tape at where it terminates. That doesn't mean you have to tape the whole thing that's inside the conduit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You just need to have it taped at the marking. So
the part
white,
that someone can see.
Gray, and you want to use the right voltage neutral, right? Mm-hmm. So white's for black, red, blue, so 120 up to 240 even, if you're dealing with a high leg, and then gray on the 277 480 volts.
Yep.
And then or the continuous gray stripes along the conductor's length. So some manufacturers will do a black with just the stripes versus dyeing the whole thing.
Yeah, you're buying it that way.
Right, you're buying it that way. You're not doing it like, so that's kind of the rules behind.
Might as well just be the color at that point.
So long story short, let's go way back. Bare, your green, your grounding conductor. White, gray, your grounded conductor.
Yep.
Small little difference there, but big difference when it comes to installation and the system itself. So
100%.
Hope that helped you.
Thanks for watching.